Welcome back, Travel Bugs. Danny and Ferns here
Hell yeah.
in our new studio.
So there's a lot of gold, which I absolutely love.
We just came to chat for you guys a little bit. I don't know what we have lined up, to be honest with you. And we just know we want to have travel conversations with you guys.
Yep.
So we decided we just do a little something on the new CDC guidelines and, give you guys a heads up because it is very, very important to know.
Oh, for sure. Because, it took us by surprise and we can see how it would take you by surprise. So we just want to inform you guys a little bit that as of January 26th, which is tomorrow, you need a negative test to get back into the U.S. from any international location.
Yeah, guys, they have it. If you already have a trip planned for outside of the United States, know that you're going to have to figure out getting COVID testing wherever you're going. Figure out the pricing, figure out the locations, and then be prepared to quarantine at your own cost at that country if you test positive.
Right.
And a very important thing to factor in, guys, is the reliability of their testing. Not just in the accuracy, but in the availability. All right. So, here in our town, in our city, in America, it's very reliable to get a free test and with results within 2 days. And I'm talking about a PCR test, not the rapid test, which is very unreliable. So you have a lot to look into if you plan on traveling internationally. Mm-hmm. You've got to really batten down where you're going to get tested, what they're using to test. And then you got to consider at the end of the day, you just got to live with those results.
Right. And I guess it would be smart to budget in an additional 2 weeks to your stay. So that means giving work a heads up. That means budgeting in financially to make sure you have enough money to even live there for 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, can you imagine putting that kind of additional budgeting into your trip? That's like insurance, mm-hmm. but out of your own pocket. This is something maybe you can explore with your card carrier, your travel card companies. The Chase Travel Insurance, maybe they've updated it for COVID. We haven't been keeping up because we haven't been traveling. Mm-hmm. We haven't been traveling. So it's something to keep in mind, guys. If you plan on traveling outside of the U.S. starting tomorrow, you're going to need a negative COVID test to come back in. And, she did mention that this is the CDC mandate. I don't know how enforceable it is because I don't know whether the CDC can impose, sanctions or fines or anything like that against airlines. But I'd expect the administration to get behind them on this.
Oh, for sure. And so far from what I can tell, Delta, they've already sent out an email letting everyone know, hey, as of January 26th, this is what you're going to need to travel. And they all do offer a guide, where you can get tested. But again, if you're in a different country, how accurate is that guide, I guess, right? Where you can get tested and all that stuff.
So for reference, guys, we were trying to book a trip to Mexico. Actually, we did book a trip to Mexico for March because we saw a ton of people going, including our friends. And specifically, we went to Tulum. And I had heard really great things about Tulum and heard it's a little bit more remote. Obviously, not these days. And boom, reports started coming back that so many people were coming back with COVID. So we put a stop to it. And especially after we heard about the new guideline, we're like, oh, no way. So
right.
You're talking about they sent a guide to where to get tested in Mexico?
Right.
She booked the Delta flights, guys.
I didn't dig too far into it, though. So, for all I know, the things are in the airport. Maybe that's how they're going about things. Maybe you need to go to the airport, get tested, come back, and go for your flight within that 3 days or whatever. So I don't know if it's in Mexico. I don't know if that's something these airlines are just putting together so you can get tested in the airport. Mm-hmm. I have no idea. But they do seem to be taking it at least semi-seriously right now.
I'll say very seriously, especially with the shift in administration. I think there's been a shift in focus.
Oh, for sure. Because it's not now. It's just not even just their customer safety; it's their employee safety. There's just a lot to consider, and I think bigger companies realize that it's a liability. So I think that's why they'd kind of want to follow suit, at least the CDC.
Yeah, I wonder how much this has to do with the flight attendants striking. You know, they wanted more, they wanted safer environments to work in. You know, they were still working very early on in the COVID dilemma. You know, I think flights were shut down, you know, and I don't think even 100% of flights were shut down, but a ton of them were, a very high percentage were, maybe a month max.
Right.
So for the rest of this COVID period, you know, they've been flying. So we do have to keep them safe, and we have to understand that if we're not testing people coming into America, we're literally just keeping our doors open for COVID.
Right.
You know, up until this guideline, the only place we were testing people from were from the UK. You know, so you could come from anywhere else and not have to, you know, test negative for COVID to enter the country. Meanwhile, there were tons of countries. If you were flying from the U.S., you know, we did a video on it. There were a list of places where you had to present a negative test before you can come in, you know, within 3 days. And here we are. We never instituted that, but for one country. It's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're happy about it. And we hope this helps you guys. If you want to cancel your trip, you know, look at that as soon as possible. We had booked a trip that was refundable. Not refundable. Changeable. I think it was $30 a ticket. Now we can use those all the funds. So it was $30 on top of the ticket price, and that $30 is included when we go to rebook, you know. So it wasn't just like, you know, $30 is just gone. So we do have that, you know, cumulative $60 to go through towards our next flight or flights with Delta. So it's definitely worth investing in, guys. And if you can afford a ticket you can cancel for a full refund, we definitely recommend that.
We also recommend doing the same thing with an Airbnb or a hotel that you might happen to be staying at, because things are shifting all over the place right now. So like
fast,
it's gonna cost you a little more, but if you need to cancel it, like most hotels and Airbnbs, if you purchase the extra to be able to cancel, like it's free. Like you get all of your money back, like, because it's a risk traveling right now, and anything could happen. Like it could be someone, God forbid, you came down with coronavirus. You know what I mean? Just anything. So you these days, like, take out any kind of insurance policy you possibly can to save yourself some money. Yeah,
I mean, it's just so unpredictable. I mean, it could come down anytime. You can get it anywhere. And, you know, especially with flights, you know, you know, most places will tell you to stand 6 feet apart, but then you're not sitting 6 feet apart, you know. It's just that I just assume that if I'm getting on a plane, COVID's getting on that plane with me.
For sure. No, for sure.
So it's tough. It's really tough right now, and we just wanted to, you know, put this warning out there, or information out there for you guys that don't expect to not be tested to come back into the United States. So it might be worth it to just stay grounded right now and just wait it out. The vaccines have gone out, or they're going out, and you know, let's take it week at a time, I guess.
Yep. A week at a time, or just do your due diligence and budget for it, plan for it. Just do everything you possibly can to protect yourself.
Yeah, and in the meantime, we'll try to come up with fun stuff to share with you guys, if not informational like this, to help you guys out.
Yeah, for sure. It was so great talking to you guys.
All right, guys. It was good to be back. We hope you like the new setup, and we hope to see you again soon. Be well. Be healthy.
Ciao.
Cheers.